wondering what Nikki's gonna do. Right? Today's video, I'll be teaching you guys on how to contour. Contouring can be done in many ways. We are gonna contour like Angelina Jolie, you know? Okay, I'm gonna just rephrase that. Let's just do contouring like how we can, because this contouring, the Angelina Jolie contouring, that's from heaven. That's in her DNA. That's something what Jesus has given her. So let's not go there. I'm not a pro at contouring, neither am I a beginner at contouring. I'm somewhere in the middle. Sorry. So if I make any mistakes, I know you guys are going to be kind with me. Bring on the judgment. So before contouring, you need to understand some basics. Let me get my glasses. No, I don't have any eye power. It's just that I want to look professional. Yes, I'm back. Told you. So basically, contouring is divided into two shades. Shade number 1, a lighter shade. Shade number 2, a darker shade. The lighter shade always needs to be lighter than your skin tone, and the darker shade needs to be obviously darker than your skin tone. Besides that, you would also need two products that can be lighter and darker to your skin tone. Today I'll be using a drugstore or a cheaper concealer to show you how to do contouring, you know. So let's just get to work and know how we can contour. That was dramatic. But who doesn't like drama? So I'm using these two. Okay, why am I holding it upside down? Yeah, that's better. For contouring, I'm using the shade Espresso, and for concealing, I'm using the shade Fawn. For priming, I'm using this face cream from Body Shop. I'll mention the products down in the description box below. And just applying it all over my face using my finger. I generally go for a face primer, but I decided to use this moisturizer because the last time I used this before I applied my foundation lasted for such a long time. I like to give my face an amazing massage before I apply my foundation. Okay, what the hell am I doing? Oh yeah, just ignore this part, guys. And then I'm moving on to this foundation. I'm using the Lotus Eco Stay foundation. It's gonna get over. I'm very sad, but you know, you gotta live with what you have. To be honest, I am in love with this foundation and its coverage. It is amazing, guys. In my previous videos, I did get comments saying don't apply your foundation using your fingers, but somehow this has worked for me, so girl, bye. Then I'm using this beauty blender and just gonna blend this all out. You want to make sure to wet your beauty blender, as I always say this in all my videos. Before you blend out your foundation, you need to wet your blender or your sponge that you're going to use. Okay, so I always felt this concealer is similar to my foundation, but just a tone lighter. I generally go for a very light concealer whenever I do my makeup. As you guys have seen in my other videos, I use the concealer from Wet n Wild. It's pretty light. But I wanted to go for this natural look today and to create like a beginner's look. That's why I went for this concealer. I recommend this concealer to everyone who wants to have like a daily natural look. One thing about this concealer, it has a very yellowish undertone, which is mostly what I use for foundation. Most of my foundations have a yellowish undertone, so I feel like this concealer blends right into my skin. So basically what we're doing is highlighting, and for that I'm using this particular concealer on my forehead, nose bridge, underneath my eye, on my chin and on my jawline. That's what I'm basically doing. So we want to lighten these areas. That's the main thing when it comes to highlight and contouring. And whenever I have excess product, I just apply it right on top of my eyes. So yeah, like why waste the product? It can be like an eyeshadow base or something. And for the main part, the contouring part, I'm using the same concealer in the shade Espresso and applying it right underneath my cheekbone to begin with. Once that's done, I'm moving on to contouring the nose bridge. You want to be very careful at this part because you don't want to mix it up with the concealer that we have applied on the nose bridge. So apply it right on the borders of the concealed part, and the rest I'm applying it on my temples and on my forehead. I didn't want to use any artificial light for this video because I want you guys to see how this is done in pure daylight. So you can see both sides of my face, how it's done. Now we're moving on to blending. So one thing I want to say is if you're using a brush, that's okay. But if you're using a beauty blender or a sponge, make sure the flat side you use for blending out the concealed part and the pointed side you used for blending out the contour part. You do not want to get it mixed because the shades will get mixed and you won't get the perfect look that you're going for. So this is what I do generally. Even if you're using any sponge, not even this sponge that I'm using, any sponge, just make sure you don't use the same side to blend out both the concealing and contour. Same goes to a brush. When it comes to blending the nose bridge part, you want to be very careful because you don't want to mix the contouring and the concealing up. As you guys can see, I'm almost done blending. So you can see both sides on my face. This is right after blending on the left and the right. Since I'm going for this natural look, I decided to set my face using this Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless Powder. So since I've set my face, now I'm going to just highlight my contour using this bronzer. I'll mention it down in the description box below. If you have any bronzer or any darker shaded powder that you have, just apply it right on top of the contoured region just to give your face a little more sculpt look. Those people who just want minimalistic contouring, you can just use the concealer and that's about it. But for me, I just like a little more sculpt looks. That's why I'm going for the bronzer part and just highlighting it right on top of the contoured areas. Honestly, it depends on what you like, but this is something I generally do even if I'm going for a natural look. Not sure if you guys can see it, but there's a huge difference from when I used a concealer and when I used bronzer. So if you guys like this kind of look, don't forget to use a bronzer. To be honest, that's the end of the contouring video, but if you guys want to see how I do my eyebrows and my wing liner, you can stick around. So I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow. You can even use any gel liner. I sometimes use the Maybelline gel liner too to do my brows. It's pretty helpful. Next for my wing, I'll be using the Maybelline Eye Studio gel liner. I am obsessed with this gel liner. I love the pigment. It is super black. Like I said, I even use it for my brows whenever I, want to go drugstore on it. So guys, we have come towards the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed my simple contouring look. This is the most simplest way I could put forward this contouring video. If you guys liked my effort and my video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Do subscribe to my channel if you haven't. What you doing? Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I'm on Instagram. Yep, my name is Nikki Charms, just like the name on YouTube. Thanks for watching and see you guys in my next video. Until then, see ya!